What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including how Roman Reigns' absence is affecting SmackDown, Becky Lynch's new look, The Fiend's return, WWE's nixed plans for Jinder Mahal, Mustafa Ali is frustrated backstage, WWE had the cheek to ask this from a fired superstar, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos. Now let's hit the intro because it's now time for the news. Our first story looks at how Roman Reigns' absence is affecting SmackDown. 2020 men's Money in the Bank briefcase holder Otis is sitting pretty in the WWE, but something, or more specifically someone, is missing on the blue brand. The big dog Roman Reigns. Speaking with Sportskeeda, Otis discussed how Reigns' absence has been felt. Yeah, Roman is just beloved by everybody. The company keeps on going, the train keeps on going, and we're just making sure of the safety. With Roman, I can't tell you how many times it's been a joy just seeing him around all the time. For a guy who's at the top of his game, he has continued to be loved by everybody. We surely miss him, and there's a lot of backstage laughs that we probably miss without him. Reigns in turn has said he's missed being in the WWE and plans on being there as soon as the current health crisis is over. In the meantime, the WWE should capitalize on building new stars in Roman's absence. Next up, Becky Lynch changes up her look. Becky Lynch is currently on leave from the WWE as she prepares for the birth of her first child, but she recently took time to post a tribute to George Floyd. Becky posted a picture of her George Floyd workout on Instagram alongside Seth Rollins and two others. In the picture, Lynch has blonde hair, a new look after the years as a redhead, and one that already has fans talking. We wonder if she squared it with Vince before dyeing it blonde. After all, at one time, Rusev was punished for getting a haircut. Next up, WWE's nixed plans for Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal's recent return had the modern-day Maharaja's fans wondering what the WWE had planned for him, but as you've undoubtedly heard, Mahal suffered a knee injury that requires surgery, knocking him out of action once again. In an exclusive story, Wrestle Talk's Louis Dangoor said there were some significant plans for Mahal on the Red brand, but have now had to be nixed. Our sources have told us that Raw Executive Director Paul Heyman had big plans for Jinder Mahal on his brand, and there were plans to have him feud with former stablemate Drew McIntyre over the WWE Champion at some point in the future. While this wasn't said to be a long feud, it was planned for Mahal to get a significant push at some stage and challenge for the title. Not too long ago, Drew McIntyre spoke with Busted Open Radio about his desire to work a WWE Championship program with his old 3MB teammate, revealing that once Mahal's push gained momentum, things would play out well. Whether this occurs when Mahal returns will depend on whether Vince McMahon feels Mahal is injury prone and wary of pushing him. Next up, Mustafa Ali is frustrated backstage. Mustafa Ali has been using his star power to speak against racial injustice, but a recent tweet suggests he feels limited in just how much he can do given his current role in the WWE. He tweeted, "Yeah man, it's real nice to be in your prime and wanting to use the exposure you get to bring to light serious topics, but instead forced to the sidelines for reasons beyond your control. Real nice to not be allowed to do what you're passionate about." While rumors circulated that Ali might be the SmackDown hacker, with one theory having it that Shorty G and Ali are the hacker, he's been missing in action since last year. Ali's career took a hit last year due to an injury, and he's been unable to gain momentum ever since. Next up, another ex-WWE star talks working in AEW. There are a number of ex-WWE superstars who will be available to work outside the WWE on 15th July, one of them being Eric Redbeard, aka Eric Rowan, as during an appearance on the Louis Nichols show, he was asked whether he might join fellow Bludgeon brother Luke Harper, now working in AEW as Brody Lee.
I haven't had any conversations. I'm still under a 90-day no-compete clause. But as far as something like that, yes, that would be awesome to be able to show your talents on a national level, because they do have a contract through TNT, and they get great exposure. They have a lot of really good guys that work there, that know what they're doing, and they're giving kids like chances.
Eric was also asked whether he watches AEW.
So yes, I do watch. I do find it entertaining at points and not entertaining at other points, which every show's like that. You can watch anything on television. there's other guys on the independents that I'd love to work with. There's, you know, they got some big boys over at Impact. They got some big boys over at ROH, you know, and, you know, that's not even getting into overseas stuff. But as far as like AEW would go, for me, and I think Brody would say this as well, we need to stay the hell away from each other.
You'll get put back together pretty soon.
just keep finding each other somehow.
AEW has a number of options when it comes to bringing in talent, but the promotion needs to be careful about not only having too many ex-WWE stars, but too many stars on its roster. Next up, WWE had the nerve to ask a fired superstar for this. The WWE has been capitalizing on the popular Otis and Mandy Rose romance angle, with the recent segment showing the cute couple canoodling by the pool. However, one former WWE superstar didn't like it, as it was his pool that was used and he had no say in the matter. Speaking on the Major Figure Wrestling podcast, Matt Cardona, aka ZACK RYDER, explained how he was sitting at home with his fiancée and NXT star Chelsea Green. I'm sitting by the pool with Chelsea and she has this weird look on her face, checking her phone, and I'm like, babe, what's up? She's like, someone from WWE asked me if Otis and Mandy Rose and a camera crew can come here to film a pool scene for SmackDown. I was shaking in anger. You fired me, but you want to use my pool? His anger only got worse. I was pissed. They didn't ask me, they asked her. I guess they were taping Raw and SmackDown at the Performance Center. My good friends Morrison and Miz said that they were coming round and texted me and said, can I bring Otis? I thought it was a rib because they knew the story. That pissed me off too, but Otis showed up and it wasn't a rib. I don't know Otis, though I wrestled him. This guy is pure entertainment. I fell in love with this man. It's good that Otis didn't upset Cardona, another sign at how charismatic Mr. Money in the Bank seems to be. Next up, where is Shayna Baszler? Are you wondering what's happened to Shayna Baszler, the dominant NXT Women's Champion who destroyed all 5 opponents at this year's Elimination Chamber and seemed on the fast track to the Raw Women's Championship only to come up short at WrestleMania 36? Findful.com is reporting that WWE doesn't have anything for her right now. Never a good sign when you just graduated to the main roster. Next up, an update on injured SmackDown referee. If you watched the 5th June SmackDown match between Sonya Deville and Lacey Evans, you know that referee Danilo Anfibio appeared to get hurt. Since the show was taped, fans weren't sure if this was an angle or a legit injury. According to PW Insider, the update is this: there was no injury. It was a work deal designed to add a different, unique cliffhanger leading into a commercial break. Nothing more. Anfibio is not really injured. The WWE certainly has some odd ideas of what suspenseful television is if they think an injured referee angle is must-see television. Next up, when will fans get to see the Fiend again? Where has the Fiend been? Well, he's actually been off on paternity leave after the birth of his second child with JoJo Offerman. Now the question is when he's coming back. And the WWE Universe is asking the obvious question following Braun Strowman's successful Universal Championship defense against Bray Wyatt at Money in the Bank. When will a rematch happen? Well, Ringside News is reporting that it's happening soon, as they plan to run a Fiend vs Braun Strowman match prior to SummerSlam. The next pay-per-view is Extreme Rules. Should this one be saved for SummerSlam? Let us know in the comments down below. And finally, Eric Bischoff picks wrestling's next biggest heel. Eric Bischoff is always willing to share his thoughts on wrestling's past, present and future, as seen on his weekly podcast, 83 Weeks, where he draws on his considerable experience in WCW and the WWE. Recently, Eazy-E discussed who he thinks could be the next big thing when it comes to being a top heel. This MJF dude, come on, I would have loved to work with that guy. He's so good. What he delivers on camera is magical as a heel. Very few people are capable of pulling it off. He loves heat. MJF has shined as a heel on AEW and could easily see a championship win sometime in the future. At age 24, MJF has already mastered the art of drawing heat and living his gimmick. But there you have it guys, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.